your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
Drop it, dude. Don't come up with me. Drop it! Stop right there. Stop resisting!
Hey, come here, man.
Don't do this, please,
Cops have a duty to protect people and make them feel safe. But what happens when they become the threat instead? Here are some of the worst criminal cops who ended up facing the wrong suspect. Montre Little, 23, and Jared Clinton, 21, were stopped during what appeared to be a routine traffic stop, as dash and body camera footage showed no foul play. However, what began as an ordinary encounter quickly took a much darker turn, revealing the policeman's bad side in ways more shocking than one could imagine.
What's going on, guys?
Okay.
Not much.
What's up?
How you doing, officer?
Is this your car?
Well, it's a rental right now. My car's in the shop.
Okay. Did something break down?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. You guys just came from over at the park, right?
Yeah, we just hanging out.
That's it?
Well, that's what we do.
Is this your car?
I just told you my car's in the shop, officer. This is a rental.
Okay. How do you start it?
Asking where someone came from may seem harmless on the surface, but it's often a tactic used to justify further action. What happens next proves that this encounter was never about offering assistance, but rather about asserting authority in a way that feels disturbingly targeted. The policeman had little patience for even maintaining the pretense, quickly moving on to inventing various accusations.
What do you mean? I just put my foot on the brake and I put it in drive and I
Okay.
drive, officer.
So it's your car, though? Did they give you a fob or something?
It's not my car, officer.
Did they give you a key fob or something? Or
Yes, sir. Officer.
like, what does it do? Does it?
You see, this that should let you know that it's in.
Why are you
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you or in the car?
No, officer.
Okay. Can I be honest with you? It smells like marijuana in the car, and I can see shake on the ground. And your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
How?
I don't know. Just the way. I mean, just the way you're holding yourself, man. Like, that's why we're nervous, man. That's it. I mean, if you're scared because you got a little bit of weed, that'll be one thing.
Officer,
Okay.
there's no weed.
Okay.
There's no shake on the floor.
Okay. So there's no shake on the floor.
Accusations about the smell of marijuana and the suggestion of a weapon aren't based on observation, they're about creating justification. The earlier fishing expedition turns into a trap where every word and movement is twisted to fuel suspicion. Why do you think the policeman accused these young men of such serious things without any evidence or prior investigation?
Okay. All right. And you don't have any weapons on you, you said?
Officer, that is correct.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
My brother's been pulled over multiple times for doing nothing. I live in Des Moines, I go to work. I don't like doing it.
You don't got no weapons on you?
Officer, no, sir.
Go ahead and step out, Montre.
Actually, I did.
Yep. I just told you why. 3 times. You want me to recap again?
Officer, look, my hands is up.
Yep. Your hands are up, and now I'm asking you to step out of the car.
I gave you my ID.
You gave me your ID.
Go run it.
Yep. I don't want to. I'm not walking away from this car.
Officer, can I ask you why?
Yep. Because I just told you, step out of the car. If you don't want to go to jail, I would expect you to please listen.
The most troubling aspect of this situation is that the police officer failed to explain why he stopped these 2 men in the first place. It seems likely he was simply bored and looking for entertainment. Upon noticing that the men were of a different skin color than him, he immediately resorted to racial profiling, treating them like criminals without any justification.
I mean, I told you I'm a cop. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Don't flex. Don't flex. I don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to knock that off. Stop pulling on your arms. What's going on, dude? Where are you trying to go? What are you doing, dude?
Officer, I'm not doing nothing to you.
Okay. Well, you're making me think something funny's going on, man.
Come on, man.
You're not under arrest. You're just like pulling away like you're gonna do something silly. And I don't want that.
Officer,
What?
nothing.
What?
I'm not even gonna.
Okay. Well, you're not under arrest, man. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
This police officer's actions were highly contradictory. While claiming that the man was not under arrest, he simultaneously handcuffed him and placed him in the back seat of the police car. It's evident that no matter what happens, this officer will concoct an excuse to justify his actions, all while attempting to portray the handcuffed man as aggressive. Yet, the body camera footage tells an entirely different story, revealing a much calmer and cooperative individual.
I don't know. I mean, your heart is thumping, dude. Like you're beating.
Officer, please don't.
Don't what? Have a seat.
Okay.
Have a seat. I think that your buddy has a gun, so I need you to step into the car.
You think my buddy has a gun?
He's acting funny. Step in the car, please.
Officer,
if you don't step in the car, you're going to jail for sure.
Okay, that's
So
fine,
step in the
officer.
car. So step in the car.
Listen.
I'm done listening. I just told you I think that your buddy has a gun. Now knock it off.
Nothing in your... Can you spread your feet just a little bit? Okay. All right, come back and stand with me, okay? You're not going to run from the area.
What started as subtle suspicion gradually turned into an unsettling display of authority, with tensions quietly building. Even though the officer didn't have a warrant or the driver's consent, this didn't seem to deter him from searching the car. It felt as though he was hoping to uncover something questionable to further justify his actions and possibly take stronger measures against the two men. The officer's confidence, rooted in his belief that the car smelled of marijuana and the passenger had a gun, began to falter when the search revealed no drugs or weapons. Most cops in his position might have stepped back, perhaps even swallowed their pride and offered an apology. But not this officer. Even after realizing he was wrong, he doubled down, searching the car more aggressively as though convinced he had somehow overlooked something. However, much to the officer's disappointment, even a second, more thorough search of the car turned up nothing. This seemed to frustrate him even further, prompting him to quickly come up with yet another accusation against the young men. The logical choice at this point might have been to simply let them go, especially since they hadn't committed a single traffic violation. But this officer didn't seem like the type to let things go so easily.
How old are you, Montre?
March 25th, 1995.
You supposed to be drinking in the park there?
Officer, officer, that's just in there, okay? There was no gun, there was no weapon to harm you, officer. We didn't do anything wrong. We stopped at the stoplight. We pulled over when you pulled over.
This officer didn't care if he ended up being just another criminal cop who targeted the wrong suspects. All that mattered to him was preserving his pride, even if it meant facing potential consequences. This time, he was quite certain that the young men were drunk, and that became his next card to play. However, what he didn't anticipate was that he would soon learn a lesson, and in a much harder way than he could have expected.
I did everything you asked me to, officer. You thought there was a weapon. There's no weapon. We wasn't doing anything wrong, officer. I'm not sure why you pulled me over. At your rental, everything is fine. There's no breaking taillight or nothing, officer. I did nothing wrong with you.
Okay. He's gone for the night. You might try calling a cell phone. Copy, thank you.
How's your day going, officer?
I'm good, brother.
That's good, man.
If I take them handcuffs off you, can you dump out that bottle of alcohol for me?
If you're curious about what ultimately happened to this police officer, stay with us just a little longer. Before we get to that, let's look at how he treated the young man, who was practically pleading his case, explaining that he hadn't done anything wrong. Each time the man offered a logical explanation, the officer responded with a counter-argument or a new accusation, as though determined to prove him guilty of something.
Oh, I could do it anytime, officer.
Is that good?
Yeah, of course it is.
You good? We straight? Okay, so here's the deal. Like, you and I know. I mean, let's start over. Let's roll with each other. Did I make anything up when I said the car smelled like marijuana?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Hold on.
Because there's nobody smoking in the car.
Is there marijuana shake on the floor of the car?
Officer, that was cigarette ash, okay? There's no. You didn't find no marijuana.
I'm not charging you with marijuana. But here's what. If you want me to be real with you, like, I want you to be real with me for a second. Like, did I make that up? You know what I mean? Did I make it up?
I believe so, officer.
Okay, so you want me to just write you the ticket for the stuff that I have to write you tickets for? If you think that I'm lying, like, then we'll go to court and we'll talk about it then.
Okay.
Or do you want to just be real with me and I'll be real with you?
Wow, officer.
Honestly, this man showed far more patience than anyone would have in such a situation. The officer had a rebuttal for everything he said, but his behavior was becoming downright unbearable. Can you even believe he claimed that cigarette ash was marijuana ash without a shred of evidence? It was as if he believed that simply saying something made it true.
Right?
I would like to pull out my alcoholic reaction, so, officer. You didn't find anything. You wasn't doing anything, officer.
Okay. So you're not going to admit that you maybe were around people smoking or something like that?
Officer.
Were you around anybody smoking?
Cigarettes.
That's it.
Officer, there's no weed shake on the floor, officer.
Okay. All right. Step out. Race the car.
However, the detained man wasn't willing to let this slide. He knew he had been treated unfairly and demanded an explanation. Instead of addressing his concerns, another officer got involved, siding with the one who had detained him. Together, the two officers doubled down, trying to justify the actions of the first policeman and reinforce the idea that everything had been done appropriately.
Go ahead and go grab it.
So just try not to be nervous. And then it won't make us nervous. Okay?
Usually when we see that, with somebody sitting there like that, like there's a gun, right? Where you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like, that's what happens.
Okay.
That's the only reason that happened, is because, like, you were just making it seem like something crazy is going on when it could have just been something little as that, or like a bag or something. Like, we jump automatically to what?
Yeah, I already know.
Still, the Iowa CCI activist group points to this case as an example of a systemic problem within the Des Moines Police Department. They released the body cam footage as evidence, and what it revealed confirmed many suspicions about Officer Kyle Thies, who detained the man without cause. In 2017 alone, Thies arrested 282 people, all of whom were, get this, African Americans. Strange, isn't it? If you thought the previous officer's behavior was unsettling, wait until you hear about the cop in Pittsburgh who escalated a situation with a man who was simply walking down the street doing nothing wrong. Naturally, the officer had an interesting excuse for stopping him in the first place, but this was just the beginning of a series of chilling events that will make you question who is really protecting us.
What are you up to, man? What are you up to today?
You know who I am.
I know, but what are you up to? Do me a favor, keep your hand out of your pocket.
Trying to get out of Pittsburgh?
Where are you trying to go? Keep your hand out of your pocket. Thanks. Where are you coming from?
Someone's house asking for a cigarette?
Okay. Where are you headed to right now?
The library?
What's at the library?
To text somebody?
Okay. You haven't been stealing people's gas or nothing? Okay. Somebody's gas is missing. They said they were wearing what you're wearing.
Well, I've been here for that long. You know, I understand.
Anything in the backpack I should be worried about?
So you're gonna search me?
I'm asking you, is there anything in the backpack?
It's my work stuff.
Okay. No steel gas?
No.
No. Can't check? Not looking for drugs or nothing. I just want to see if you're stealing gas or not.
Okay.
Why don't you drop what you have in your hand for me?
I can't do that. Sorry, sir.
Why not?
Because I don't trust you guys. You gonna shoot me?
Drop what you have in your Drop what you have in your gun.
Shoot me.
Uncooperative subject X1. Drop what you have in your hand, dude.
Shoot.
Dude, drop what you have in your hand, dude. Uncooperative subject. Drop what you have in your hand. Dude, don't come up to me, dude. Don't come up to me, bro, or I'll shoot you. Drop it. Drop it.
The cop got super suspicious when the man said he was just heading to the library. It didn't take him long to spin a story about stolen gas, and then he casually demanded to search his backpack. But let's be real, this cop already knew what he wanted to do. He was probably just hoping the man would refuse to hand over the handgun so he could use it as an excuse for whatever came next.
Drop it, dude. Don't come up to me. Drop it. Stop. Stop right there.
Get on the ground. Frank, get on the ground. Get on the ground. You're getting tased. You have about 2 seconds before you get tased.
For what?
Get on the ground.
What do I do?
Get on the ground. You sit there holding a weapon. I told you so. Get on the
trying to
ground.
get to work.
Get on the ground.
You're gonna break my arm. You gonna arrest me? Huh? You guys gonna arrest me now?
You need to chill, bro. Okay. Dude. Stop resisting. Stop resisting! Get your hands back! Get your hands back! Get your hands behind your back! Give me your hand, dude!
Stop!
Give me your hand! Give me your hands!
Stop!
Give me your hands!
Stop!
Give me your hands! Give me your hands!
I'm not doing this! I'm not doing that! Stop! I'm gonna break my arm! Stop!
Give me your hand, bro! Give me your hand!
Stop! Stop!
What the cop didn't see coming was that the man would actually try to cooperate with them. But even then, the cop kept acting like the man was armed and dangerous, as if he was looking for a reason to escalate things. And then he went and did something no officer should ever do, not even to the worst criminal, let alone someone who is just casually walking.
Got him? Yeah. Thanks to code 4, 1 to 10. Start code 3 medical.
IFO easy stop.
Turn around this way, bro.
You know damn
I gotta search you, bro.
You know damn well I ain't doing nothing. Let's go to court.
The most horrifying part of this entire incident is that the officers beat this man so severely, but they still didn't stop. Instead, they kept shouting at him to stop resisting, as if that was a sufficient excuse for the violence they were inflicting. But don't worry, this isn't the last excuse you'll hear from this cop.
Let's go to court.
Let go of the line.
Let's go to court. Look, let's go to court. Shoot my. Don't beat me up.
Yeah.
Let's go to court.
Hurry up. Dude, stay down, bro. Calm down.
Let's go to court. Let's get that ticket.
Instead of calling 911, as any reasonable person would, this cop put his ego ahead of this man's well-being and continued searching his backpack as if that were the most important thing in the world here. But bit by bit, this story takes an even darker turn. Just when you think it couldn't possibly get worse, this arrogant officer proves otherwise.
Give her that ticket.
Stay down, dude. Stop.
I got my pants.
I know. Stop. I don't want You don't need to push up. Just lay there. You're okay. Just stay right where you're at. Stop.
You might be shocked to learn that this man actually suffered skull fractures on the spot. Ironically, none of the officers seemed alarmed by his unconscious state. Maybe they thought their actions were justified, that they had put someone in their place. But in reality, their behavior exposed them as nothing more than tyrants unworthy of the positions they hold.
Don't mind my face.
Yes.
Are you there?
You want to take a 29? What's your last name?
Really?
You want to sit him up or what?
Let's try and sit up if we can. Okay, be cool, okay? Just sit up.
You want to sit on the sidewalk here? Right there, chill, right there. Sit right there.
Let it forward.
Sit in. Pajarillo?
P-A-J-A-R-I-L-L-O versus Brent. Hey Brent, spell your last name.
P-A-J-A-R-I-L-L-A.
What's your date of birth?
Let's go to court.
The officers who brutally beat the man were so arrogant that they couldn't even admit to themselves that they were wrong. Instead, they pretended to be busy, as if they were just doing their job. It wasn't until backup officers arrived that someone finally noticed how serious the situation was. Unlike the others, they actually asked the man if he was okay. But what do you think? Will their arrival change anything here?
Checking for probation.
I've helped you a couple times with your daughter.
Excellent. Can you check for probation, please?
I've helped you a couple times with your daughter. No, I'm not.
I hate to disappoint, but nothing changed. Even the backup officers turned out to be no better than the ones who injured the man. Their words might have sounded supportive and reassuring, but their actions told a completely different and deeply disappointing story, one that reflects poorly on humanity.
So what, I'm going to jail? Where are you going to let me go? We're going to figure it out, but first we want to get your head checked out, okay? My head's fine, don't touch me.
This wasn't just about these officers being unprofessional or power-hungry. By repeatedly asking the man if he was okay without any of them thinking to call an ambulance, they revealed something far worse. They were simply bad people. How can anyone witness another person in pain and choose to do nothing about it?
We're gonna have the ambulance check you out, okay? Make sure your head's okay.
It's all right.
Tito.
Yeah, please. Shade for a second.
Yeah.
I'll still roll it.
So, call comes out, there's a 594 at a library, talk to that.
Yeah, what were the details of
It's
that?
a reserve. Basically, somebody punched a hole in his gas tank.
Okay.
And it was trying to put it in a bucket, but I guess the wind blew it or the person left.
Okay, so he's trying to steal the
Right, so he gives two descriptions, one being an HMA, one being a BMA. He saw kind of two people around the car.
Okay.
One describes
You talked to him in person or on the
I did in
phone?
person.
Okay.
He said he was wearing a black jacket with kind of like a hood, kind of fluffy, so kind of matched this description.
certainly matches.
So left that. There's a suspicious subject on power of also somebody going into cars for gas. So kind of two calls separate, but
similar
same
description.
Similar
And close
description.
proximity.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So thinking it's kind of the same.
Okay.
So,
So you cleared that call?
cleared that call, came this way to handle this suspicious subject to
Yep.
look for this
Yep.
kind of similar description coming out. Come out this way, he's coming this way. So I bust the UE, come here, put it out.
He's on foot, right?
He's on foot.
Okay.
It looked like his hand was in his pocket. So I'm like, hey dude, do me a favor, keep your hand in your pocket. He's like, all right. So he's holding it like this, but the jacket's covering because
Yeah.
the wind's coming out. And then I was like, do you have anything, man? Are you stealing gas? He's like, no, I'm not. I was like, all right, let me just check your bag.
The conversation between the officer and his supervisor adds yet another layer to how serious the issue is, with officers who crave power hiding behind their badges and believe that they can act without any accountability whatsoever. Unsurprisingly, during this conversation, the officer went out of his way to paint himself as a hero, while portraying the attacked man, the true victim, as a villain.
Make sure you're not stealing anything. There's no tools in there to break. There's gas in there. You're good to go. He's like, all right. And when he hands it to me, I see the crowbar in his hand. So I'm like, hey, dude, drop it. He's like, you gonna shoot me? So that's when I drew out. I was like, dude, drop the crowbar, didn't. He goes, hey, shoot me. So that's when I'm putting it out and I'm drawing down. Tino shows up, approaches from the other side of the car. We're both on this side. He's saying, shoot me. Eventually he does drop it. We switch to taser. We're like, hey, get on the ground. He's not.
Hey, Rob, you want to see if one of them has just a bandage they can put on it?
Yeah, I think he's grabbing it. Cool. He finally drops the crowbar, but it's not compliant to get to the ground. Okay. He has taser.
There's nothing physical at that point. Other than him being non-compliant.
Correct.
Making that, saying, you're going to kill me.
Correct.
Okay.
So Tino has taser, so I approach to grab on. He's okay. I grab his arm. Tino puts his taser away, grabs both arms. We're about to handcuff, and then he starts resisting and pulling. Okay. And pulling. So we dump him on the ground. Okay. Once he's on the ground, now he's really like trying to pull away from our grips and stuff.
So he's actively fighting.
Now he's actively fighting. I delivered maybe like a couple of headshots. Still not complying.
Strikes.
Okay. Some knee strikes. Still not complying. After a while, we're able to kind of
So
wrestle.
you're trying to get his hands cuffed. You can't get him cuffed.
Cannot get him cuffed.
Okay.
And I mean,
both of you were trying to gain control.
Yeah, and Tino's big, and he cannot get his arm again. So we were having trouble with him.
Gotcha.
The whole time,
Tino
even
was saying he was like pulling his hands towards his like front. Where
yes,
you guys hadn't searched him.
Yeah, and with a big jacket.
The conversation between the officer and his supervisor was quite disturbing, especially given how casual they were about the whole situation. But if you've forgotten just how unfairly these officers treated the young man, let's revisit his arrest, this time from the perspective of another officer.
What was still going on with him. Okay. Hadn't been searched yet.
What do you think the blood is? Is it just from one of the face or head strikes?
I think from one of the head strikes.
Okay.
I'm not sure from who.
No impact weapons or anything used?
No impact
taser
weapons.
used?
No, yet
Gotcha.
tasers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're okay?
Yes. Move. Hey, drop it. There you go. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Brent, get on the ground. You're gonna get tased. You have about 2 seconds before you get tased. Get on the ground.
What do I do?
Get on the ground. You're sitting there holding a weapon. I told you so. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
You're gonna break my arm. You gonna arrest me?
Huh?
You guys gonna arrest me, huh?
Brent, you need to chill, bro. Stop resisting.
Fucker!
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Get your back. Get your
Get off!
Get your back.
Get off me!
These officers never explained to the man why they approached him, why they wanted to search his backpack, or why they intended to arrest him. I warned you this story would be a total mess, but as awful as the man's injuries were, you have to admit that the officers' lies about the entire situation were even more sinister.
I'm not doing that! Stop! Don't go break my arm! I'll stop! I'll stop!
Bro, give me your fucking hand.
I'll stop!
Got him? Okay. I got it. Next to code 4, 1 to team. Start code 3 medical. Next to, can you start as code 2 medical?
These officers acted as if beating the man and arresting him were necessary steps to search him in peace and somehow save humanity. But don't forget, all of this was completely unnecessary. The man had voluntarily agreed to let them review his backpack, even though he wasn't obligated to. After all, he still had his constitutional rights to protect him as someone who hadn't broken the law. Now, didn't he?
I gotta search you, bro.
Let's go to court! Let's go to court!
Go to the line.
Let's go to court!
Hey,
Let's go to court!
stop.
Shoot me! Don't beat me up!
Although you might think there's nothing more these officers could do to disappoint you, and that this is already the worst case of criminal cops attacking the wrong suspect, but just wait until the end of the video. You'll learn that other officers were indirectly involved in this case, making the entire situation even worse.
Dude, stay down, bro. Calm down.
Let's clear that ticket. Let's clear that ticket.
Same nonsense as always. Stay down, dude. Stop.
I got my hands behind my back.
I know. Stop. I don't want you to sit up.
You're a tough guy.
Just lay there. You're okay.
Well, just stay right where you're at. Stop.
All right, tough guy. Gangster.
Just imagine what all this was like for the injured man. He could barely move because of how badly he was hurt. On top of that, he was portrayed to the public as a criminal even though he wasn't, while the officers kept telling him to calm down even though he wasn't doing anything. It's obvious this was just a performance meant to be heard on the body cameras.
Yeah, we get Sergeant.
You got injured?
No.
Let's go to court.
Where's he injured in?
Huh? His face, head.
You okay, Miguel? What kind of injury would have been?
I don't know. His face is bleeding pretty good.
From the glass or something?
Huh? No. I struck him in the face.
Let's go to court. Let's clear that ticket.
Hey, confirm me you asked for
Don't mind my face.
Yes.
We can carry it.
Anyway, ticket 49. What's your last name?
Baja Rodeo.
You want to sit him up or what?
Let's try and sit up if we can. Hey, be cool, okay? Just sit up.
Let's go to court. Let's go to court.
You could say that some of the officers seemed to actually enjoy torturing this man. Can you believe they repeatedly told him to sit down, even though he said several times that he didn't have the strength to do so simply because they wanted to?
I think it's P-A-J-A-R-I-L-L-L versus Brent.
Brent?
B-R-E-N-T. Yeah.
Just filming on what happened.
So, showed up. Miguel said he was uncooperative. He had a...
Wait, is this our suspicious subject?
No, I think he just... It might be related, might not. Actually, the guy that had the hole in his gas tank described somebody similar to him.
Okay.
So Miguel's way in front of me.
Okay.
He pulls him out, shows to talk to him. He's holding a crowbar.
Okay.
Not dropping it.
Okay.
I go 97 and come around, see him with the crowbar, draw on him.
What's he doing with the crowbar?
It's in his hand. He's like this.
Like
with it.
aggressively holding it?
Yes. Told him to drop it. Switched to my taser. Right as I switched my taser, he dropped it.
Okay.
Miguel pulled his hands behind his back, went to cuff him.
If you recall the earlier conversation between the first officer and the supervisor, it won't surprise you that the second officer also had a few things to say. However, all the officers had to do to justify their actions was present the situation to their supervisor in a way that made it seem like the man had threatened their lives, framing their actions as necessary.
Went to cuff him, started pulling, yanking his arm forward.
You were just going to detain him at that
Just
point?
gonna put him in cuffs.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay.
Started to pull his arms, or try to get around behind him to put his cuffs on.
Okay.
He yanked his arm out. As he yanked his arm out, he tried to pull away. I took him down on the ground, put him on his face, tried to get his arms behind his back. He was pulling his arms here. We hadn't searched him yet.
Okay.
Didn't know what he had on him.
Okay. So he's trying to, you're trying to get his arms free
Trying to get his
to
arms
cuff
behind,
him.
yeah, to behind him.
Okay.
So Miguel had his hands behind him for a second.
Okay.
So the second he saw cuffs come out, he starts pulling away.
Gotcha. Like trying
So-
to go towards the front.
Yeah, trying to go here.
Gotcha. You didn't
So
know
I'm like, I'm right where you are, and I was on this arm.
Gotcha.
So as soon as I go to put this cuff on, he starts pulling forward, pulling into here. So I took him down to the ground, tried to pull his hand back, wouldn't give me his hand. Absolutely not. Gave him multiple verbal commands, give me your hands, put your hands behind your back, behind your back, behind your back. So a couple distraction blows, tried to get his hand back, still wasn't.
Distraction blows to the face?
To the face.
Head?
Yes, sir.
These officers didn't want to leave anything to chance, even when the supervisor seemed to believe their version of events. Another officer escalated the story to an entirely new level, even though it wasn't necessary. Of course, none of the backup officers considered investigating the other side of the story or asking the man for his version. They acted as if his perspective didn't matter at all.
Did that work? Were you able to get
So I hit him about, I think I hit him about 3 times. Couldn't get his arm back. Just tried to
He
turn.
was still trying to
Still,
pull away
still
from you?
actively trying.
Okay.
Rolled over, tried to knee him in the side a couple times. wasn't working. Came back over, repositioned. I think I hit him 3 more times. Got his hand behind his back, and then he was still continually fighting.
69 or 148?
Totally cocked him. Actively resisting, he didn't. He was mostly trying to pull away from us and keep his hands from us. He didn't swing at us.
But your fear was he was reaching for a weapon.
Like I said, I know he's always got knives and stuff on him. I mean, I've contacted him probably 10 times, so. And he was saying, just fuck. Gotcha. Multiple times.
The man ended up being arrested for resisting the police and assaulting an officer. But isn't it strange that he wasn't charged with fuel theft? The whole reason they supposedly stopped him in the first place? That just shows how messed up this whole situation really is, and it gets worse. The police department later decided the use of force was justified, and the officers who did this walked away without any consequences. If you still don't understand why it's a problem when cops go unpunished for their mistakes, let's watch our next video. These officers will show you exactly what it means to misuse power and a badge, and just how quickly things can escalate, even when there's absolutely no reason for it.
What's up, man? All right. Hey, come here, man. Don't do this. Don't do this. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, get on the ground. Please, sir. Please, sir. Get on the fucking ground. Please, sir. Please, sir. Get on the ground. Please, sir. Please. Put your hands behind your back. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, don't do this to me. I'm in the car, please. Hands behind your back. I can't, man. Hands behind your back. Do it now. I can't, officer. Oh, my God. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands back. Hands behind your back. Do it now. Stop resisting. Let go of your hand. Let go of your hand. I got his hands here. I can't, officer. I'm still pulling on me. Yes. No, I don't want to fight. Stop. Put your hands behind your back.
The problem with this is that he was just standing there when they pulled up, started grabbing at him, and tried to throw him to the ground. They never talked to him or listened to what he was trying to say. This guy was terrified, and who could blame him? He cried and begged the officers, but his words didn't affect them in the slightest. If anything, they probably enjoyed the feeling of being more powerful than someone else.
I just want to talk to you. Dude, put your hands. Get us another car here. I can't. Put your hand behind your back. Please, dude, I'm gonna hit you again, bro. Dude, I'm gonna. Hands behind your back. Behind your back. Put your hands. Oh my God. Behind your back. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Yeah, I got it. I got asthma. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. You're still trying to put. Yes. Stop it, dude. Here. Can y'all let me up, please? I can't breathe. I'm sorry, I was just scared. Yeah? Let me sit up, please. Officer, I got it. I just want to sit up. The 32 and the supervisor. Stop. I just want to sit up.
After satisfying their egos, these officers didn't stop. They wanted more. How could they expect him to put his hands behind his back when they were kneeling on his arms and shoulders? It's obvious they were setting him up so they could claim he was resisting arrest, even though they were the ones in the wrong. I mean, isn't it basic protocol for cops to at least explain why they're arresting someone?
Stay right here. Stay right here. So you got 32 and a supervisor? I got a supervisor. I gotta go to the hospital. Where's the kid? Overdose. I'm at the overdose office. Please, you're gonna be alright. I'm not. You're gonna be alright. Stay safe. Oh my God. Please, no. Oh my. Oh. Stay here, dude. No. 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 I can't, man. Just relax. I got a lot going on. I wanna die. Just kill me, officer. No. Stop, dude. No. 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 Stop, dude. No. Stay right here. No. No. Stay here. No. Dude, you ain't going anywhere. No.
The arrested man's only mistake was allowing the officers to feel powerful and not standing up for his rights. By openly showing his fear and crying, he unintentionally gave them more fuel to escalate the situation. Unfortunately, that only encouraged them to make an already bad situation even worse.
Stand up.
Stand up. Put your feet under you. Stand up. Stand up.
Jordan.
Hey.
Jordan. Get up. Get up, dude. Jordan, stand up, dude.
They're gonna lift up on your arm, feet up under you.
Alright, fine. You want to stay down there? Stay down. You search him. You search him. I just did a quick pat down.
Take a couple steps back for me.
Okay, roll over. Roll over.
Step back.
Alright, roll on your side. Roll on your side. Kid, okay?
Yeah.
Now it seems like these cops were just bored at work and decided to search the poor guy's car for no good reason. There was absolutely no justification for their actions, but they resorted to racial profiling and acted accordingly. At this point, there's no excuse for what the police did.
The car hasn't been searched. I don't know if there's any weapons. He's got a bunch of warrants. If you still have the handle, the channel held, you could release it and slow anybody else down. There's a kid in the car. What's that? There's a small kid.
Man, can y'all please take my son?
We'll start at 32 for him.
You guys are
Area
1590 Chantel. 9 with a gun.
That's just what my son said.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
I bet there is. He's got warrants for it too.
Cigarette thing is the ashtray is right there.
What is it?
These officers were so confident in their authority that they did something completely unforgivable for any police officer. They muted their body cameras. Actions like this can be considered spoliation of evidence, and sadly, it's something police do all the time. But why would they resort to this if they truly believed they were in the right?
Well, your tag's expired, man. You got a bunch of warrants. So if you just listened to us, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened, man.
I was trying to talk to you.
Yeah, I bet you were, man. That's
I wasn't
ridiculous.
trying to fight you. I didn't swing
That's
for you,
ridiculous,
officer.
man.
Hey, I had a hard time with you.
Well, we're going to work with you, man, but this is all avoidable. Yeah, we call it.
At one point, it almost seemed like the cops realized they had gone too far. But of course, none of them apologized. Saying sorry clearly wasn't even on their radar. Instead, they started spinning a bunch of lies to cover up what they did. Let's take a look at the excuses they came up with.
I just want to go get a phone right now. Damn, bro. You be a dad, man.
You can't be a dad with drugs, bro.
Ain't no drugs in the car.
He planted that shit on them cigarette pack. That cigarette pack.
It's a cigarette.
He's got a bunch of dope in the car. How about that?
What's it?
Childish. What a concept that is.
I didn't do nothing.
Stay on your side.
I'm not trying to be nothing, do nothing wrong.
Are you ready to get up? Are you going to stand up now or what?
I was just scared.
I don't care if you're scared.
Y'all know
So listen,
I don't.
let's get him up. So listen, man, it's all over with, all right? Let's have you take a stand up, okay? All right. Let's go. It's all right. Swing your feet under. Get up.
A couple of the cops even started being nice to the arrested man. They called an ambulance and helped him put his slippers back on. But honestly, it's wild that they thought doing those two things would make them look like good cops even after everything they'd already done.
Let's get your shoes back on.
Oh my God.
Outside of your mouth, is anything else here?
I'm all right, man.
What car is it? 12. Let's keep him away.
stand up.
Come on, dude.
I told you about, man.
You didn't swallow any drugs, did you?
No, sir.
It's all over now, man. It's all over.
One more time on his pockets.
All right. Come on, man. Ambulance is coming. They'll check you out.
Swing your feet. Swing, yeah, we'll roll the window down. Swing your feet. Ambulance is right here. They're going to check you out.
Just like the cops before them, these officers got away with their actions without any punishment. Honestly, I think their qualified immunity should be taken away and their careers ended. That's the only way the other officers might think twice before pulling something like this. Wouldn't you agree? But unfortunately, there are always worse cops out there. So let's move on to the next encounter, which will upset you even more. While out on patrol, Michigan State Police Trooper Paul Arrowwood and his partner came across 28-year-old Michael Wilson walking in the street instead of on the sidewalk. Somehow, they decided that that was enough of a reason to kick off a chain of horrific events.
Alright, hold on. Time out. Stop. I ain't even doing nothing. I'm not even doing nothing. Y'all got y'all cameras on? Yep. Please don't. Put your hands behind your back. Time out. Put your hands behind your back. Come on, son. Do that to me. Hey! Hey! Help! Help! Off my fucking face, bro. I can get my hands behind my back, bro. I can get my hands behind my back. Why is all with my... Hold on, time out. Stop, man. Roll over. Time out. Hold on.
Roll over, man.
Hold on, time out. Time over. Over. Roll over. Help! Over. Help! 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 Over. Help! Wait, what class? Roll over. Hey! Help! Help! I swear to God, I'm swooning. Roll over. I'm not gonna beat my ass like this.
Trooper Arrowwood walked up to Michael and grabbed his arm, which, let's be real, is assault. Michael hadn't committed any crime, so he tried to explain that he had constitutional rights, but that only seemed to make them angrier, especially Trooper Arrowwood, who decided to escalate what would have been a simple stop into a physical confrontation.
Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. And roll over. Or you're gonna get tased. Roll over and you're gonna get tased. Now turn over. Turn over. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your goddamn mother. Let me taser.
What do you got?
Hang on. There's gonna come up underneath him. Get his hands. I got this one. Get your hands back. Right now. Get your hands back. Hang on. Hold on, man. Hold on. Tell me what the fuck is going on. Hold on, man. No. Move his back. Are you serious? Oh my God!
This just goes to show that there's nothing worse than a cop with a bruised ego. Trying to prove something, Trooper Arrowwood started punching the man who was already on the ground while his partner threatened him with a taser. Michael, understandably angry, started calling them names, which, by the way, is his right under freedom of speech, but that only made things worse. Instead of calming down, they escalated the situation even more.
Help! I gotta do it. Help! Oh my God! Oh my God! Help! Help!
Custody, pull everybody else out.
Wow!
Custody. Anybody else
Y'all ready
responding?
to beat my ass like this?
Normal
Hey,
Air 2240.
get that car.
3115, car going eastbound Weber, taking off. Eastbound Weber, taking off.
I do to you.
We're looking great, 4-door sedan.
What gun? Oh, I swear to God, I'm suing your bitch. You fake.
Let's be real, Michael technically broke a rule by walking in the street instead of on the sidewalk during his nighttime walk. But at worst, that's something he should have been fined for. All this drama was completely unnecessary, and these criminal cops are about to realize that they messed with the wrong suspect. Michael isn't the type to let this slide without a fight.
Oh, God, you a bitch. Oh, God, you a bitch. You see him whoop my ass, right? I ain't got no gun, never had no gun. On me, on my kids, on my fucking kids. He should beat my man, the police officer. You a fake ass. You a man, don't catch up. Fuck you up.
You didn't have
it? You a right? Thank you for beating my ass. And I hope your camera was on. I hope your camera was on. Yeah, you see this shit? Look at this. Look at it. Help me! Help! 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 Look at this shit. Bro, he with my no fucking. And I had no
Looks like there was plenty of reasons.
What reason?
You're resistant?
At one point, Michael just accepted that he was going to jail because dealing with these cops was impossible. All he wanted to know was why he was being arrested, but the answer they gave him only made it even clearer how unprofessional and downright bad these cops were.
I never did. Never did.
Doing it right now.
Never did. Never did. Never did. I'm not wasting that like f***ing bad. Yeah, my knife. I just bought it a couple days ago. Thank you. I'm suing you faggot ass.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So if y'all gonna shoot me, nigga. Pressing charges. I don't give a Go ahead. Go ahead. And I'm bleeding too. And I'm not resisting arrest.
Do you think
I'm not resisting arrest.
You are physically pushing back against the car right now.
No,
that is resisting.
This bitch ass nigga beat my ass.
How can someone be arrested for resisting the police if that's a secondary charge? The more you hear the excuses these cops gave, the clearer it became what kind of officers they are. But honestly, none of that mattered to them because during their search of Michael, they found something interesting. It wasn't a threat, but to them, it was just another way to justify their actions and back up their lies. So what do you think they found?
Want to unlock it?
Hey!
Dog running on the sidewalk. Looking at the tag.
Alright. Yeah.
Help!
Any unit, Weber and Julie.
Faggot ass.
Following the incident, Trooper Paul Arrowwood was suspended without pay and charged with the abuse of power and assault. It was determined that Arrowwood violated police policy by using excessive force. He is currently awaiting the outcome of criminal proceedings and is prohibited from contacting the victim. Additionally, it was revealed that he had been involved in previous controversial incidents, which, let's be honest, isn't all that surprising. If you think today's police officers are bad, just wait until you see what we've prepared for you in the next video. There are countless stories of terrible officers out there just waiting to be brought to light.